Can you hear that? Well, that's convinced me. The tawny owl and the badger that was spotted about 2 days ago. I think we're going to have to put up some cameras at some point. I'd love to see all the wildlife that goes on here at night. Well, look at that. That's where that great clump of 2 or 3 trees together had fallen, and you can almost not tell that anything ever happened there. It was cut away so cleverly. So the next thing we've found is we're going to put a tarp on this so it doesn't actually rain on the bottom of the back door, otherwise it'll never dry. Just getting little bits out of the corners. What is that red stuff anyway?
It's a kind of, I think it's some kind of undercoat which was put on. I don't know if that's the right word, but...
Primer, I think, no?
Yeah, primer, a kind of primer, that's it.
Mm-hmm. It turns out we can take the left door off its... in fact, he's unscrewed it. It'll make things much easier. You want to put foam on the edge?
Huh?
To stop the air getting in?
Yeah. I think to start with, here wouldn't it be easier to work on it here?
Yeah.
Just as simple as that.
Yep. Let's do it.
Much easier.
So here on the little house, the ex-toilet, one of my brothers, Philip, decided to make a bit of change to the tools and actually hang them up on the walls as it should be. So that's great, because they used to be just sort of cluttered here in a corner, and he's actually hung them up. Okay, it's not an amazing thing, but it does make quite a lot of difference. And honestly, we're never going to use this as a loo again. I'm surprised anyone ever did use this as a loo, because there were 2 loo seats, 2 loos next to each other. So you can do synchronized, peeing or whatever it is you're doing. I'm not sure any 2 people were ever sitting in here at the same time, but anyway. So this is a good idea. It's been used as a gardening shed now for years and years, so you might as well make it tidy. Good job. Woodworm. Well, it's night time. It's about 8 o'clock in the evening, so my brother Max put some xylophene on this to at least stop the advancement of these nasty woodworms. And we're going to finish the door tomorrow, hopefully. We've only been on it since August. It's rather ridiculous, but the weather's just been so bad. Right, well, I've seen worse, but frankly, the amount of woodworm, we really had to scrape away at the pieces which were coming away, in any case, under the sanding machine's force. So we saw it was pretty porous, and he's dug away at everything he can. Everything that's left is solid. So he put, Maxim put 2 coats of xylophene on, xylophene, I don't know, xylophene, anyway, 2 or 3 coats, and now I'm going to fill it with mastic. What is mastic in English? See subtitles. Try not to waste it, because this is all I have. Right, that's going to have to do for now. And because one day we're going to have to take that bit of wood out and replace it with a healthy one. But for now, it's okay. What I do traditionally in winter is make sloe gin from the sloes on our blackthorn hedge. So you can only really pick and use these after the first frost of the winter, otherwise they're just much too hard. But now they're a bit soft, so I'm going to get picking. You have to be very careful though, because this plant isn't called blackthorn for nothing. Yep. Keep going, never mind. Ignore the background music.
That was Ollie.
Of course it was Ollie. Crikey, that's a lot. Back in here, I think. Go down first.
What are you making?
Sloe gin. Good stuff.
What is it?
It's gin with sloes. Sloe gin.
I don't know what gin is.
Well, gin is the thing I've just put in there. That.
Oh, okay.
Can I help you?
Rachel.
Please,
I
Mummy.
don't know, sweetie. I think he needs the weight of it. You want to put a couple in? It's one by one, Rachel. Quick, off you go. Oh, I picked way too many. Never mind. Rachel likes them just like that. Okay, don't let it overflow on it. Then you need to shake the bottle up and down a few times, back and forth, so that all the sugar gets absorbed by the alcohol. And after a few goes like this, every few minutes you do it, and it'll all turn pink. And that's your sloe gin. It stalls forever. Well, almost forever. At last, here's the final result. It took us ages to get it finished. I've been on this, just for the record, since August, every time I was back at Moraville, and I'm really pleased with the result. It doesn't look new, which was the aim. We've had to take the doors off the hinges. My brother had to unscrew the doors, and before that it was just raining so much since August that he had to put a tarpaulin outside, fix it to the ground with flint stones so it didn't rain on the bottom part, which was the main problem, and it paid off. Anyway, so we've done the job. The amount of sanding this door has put up with is pretty remarkable. We took off about three different types of paint, which had never been removed properly by previous owners before the next one was put on. There was red, there was grey or white, there was some odd sort of yellow. We decided to leave it like this, and I'm pretty chuffed. It took us long enough, but we got there in the end. And as we've had the first period of frost, I'm going to see if these are edible. These medlars. Yeah, they've started to go all soggy. Although it looks to me, what are these? Oh, they're definitely soggy. They're good to eat. I'm going to give them a try. Be brave. Cat's arse fruit. So apparently medlars are what people used to eat before there were oranges and lemons available. So I'm going to try to eat them, but they do really look uncannily like cat's bottoms. So it's not particularly appetizing, but they smell interesting. Nothing like oranges or lemons though. And I've managed to collect a few Cox orange pippins and some of these medlars. So how do you eat these things?
Well, from the stalk end, you peel it like this.
Oh, yeah.
Down.
And then you just squeeze it.
Yeah, except it doesn't seem to want to squeeze. It should just
Oh, it
plop
does sort
out.
of. Yeah, well, there were different
maybe
stages of
advancement
sogginess.
Yes, quite.
looks rather a mess, if I'm honest.
Well, when they showed it on the YouTube thing, it
Looked
sort of
tidier.
nice and tidy.
Look nice and neat.
Yeah. Well, that's the part.
Yuck. How very appetizing.
Not quite fair now.
Are you sure that's the bit you want to eat?
Yeah. But it's got
I think it's got pips in, which you're
yes,
supposed
it has
to
got
take out.
pips. Well, you don't eat the pips, you don't eat the skin.
Oh, what a mucky mess. There's not much left then.
Well, they're quite small fruits.
And that's where people were supposed to get all their vitamin C before they had oranges and lemons, with that little bit of
Yeah.
flesh. Wow, looks delicious. Not.
Well, they didn't have a great deal of flavour.
No. This is the first snow we've had, although it's near a slush.